Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the SOULKATION podcast. I am your host, Logan Renee. So grateful to have you all back. Thank you all for the comments, the feedback, the love. Today's episode is about how to grow from a major life transition. So make sure you go back and listen to losing someone very close to you, because I talk about some things that you might go through, so you are aware of the signs or you're able to identify the signs. But I'm just going to talk about how you get past these major life transitions, these life tragedies that sometimes binds us or keeps us stuck. I don't want anybody in the SOULKATION family, the SOULKATION brand, anybody that just is a part of this community to ever feel like they're stuck. So life is always going to be full of major transitions, whether you lose somebody close to you, you lose a dog, you lose a job, a loss of relationships. There will be seasons of sadness. There will be seasons of disappointments. Disney did not tell us that. Nickelodeon, y'all, my hair is all through my eye, Lord. Nickelodeon didn't tell us that. Disney didn't tell us that. I thought life was, the prince comes, you get the money, you get the house, you have the friends, you have the day parties, and you move on, honey. Like, no sadness. And that's not true. Life is full of different seasons. There are seasons where it's joy filled, you get promotions, and you're super successful in business and your career. But we're going to talk about the seasons. What do you do when you're sad? Because nobody wants to really talk about depression. Nobody wants to talk about anxiety or being stressed out or pissed off, because people like to fluff it to make us feel good. And sometimes there's no fluff, honey. You're sad and you're having a moment. So what do you do when you're having those moments? Number one, if you don't feel the lost gap with something that's healthy, you will feel it with something that's toxic. If you don't feel your lost gap with something that's healthy, you will feel it with something that's toxic. I know this firsthand. Because while you're in pain, all you want to do is feel good. You want to feel better. So we start clinging to spirits and clinging to things that make us comfortable, that make us feel more safe. I've known people who jump back in relationships, because at least that person knows me, at least we can just be around each other, and it's not anything. I don't have to get to know him, learn his favorite color, if he played basketball or soccer. You already know this person. You're already comfortable with this person. So it's easier to go back to something that knows your situation, knows what you're already going through, and provide comfort for you. It's like a way of escape. Some of us start participating in dangerous activities or things that are just super, super reckless. So here are some healthy options. First, you got to focus solely on yourself. I know we want to be Captain Save a Girl all the time, but you can't save anybody else until you save yourself. I learned this super hard. And I was like, I have to step back and I have to heal my heart. I have to heal my soul. And my healing is daily. I don't know anybody that feels like they've arrived in healing. Because as soon as you arrive, you look up and your rabbit missing. You know what I'm saying? I think healing is a consistent practice and something that you have to work on consistently. But you can't heal anybody else. You can't help anybody else. You can't fully serve anybody else with scattered pieces of yourself all around the United States or in other relationships, or, your heart is over here, or you're working on this, doing all these other things, but your mind is on something totally, totally different. I have an example, but I wasn't given permission to share this. So I can't share the story of what I'm talking about, but heal you first. That's my point. Heal yourself first. Therapy. Therapy. There's Talkspace. There's different apps. If you don't have insurance, it's monthly subscription plans. And honestly, finding a good therapist is like finding a good pair of jeans or a good bra. It take a little time. You're not going to vibe with everybody. You're not going to click with everybody. But the person that you do click with, they'll be perfect for you. Don't give up on the process of finding a good therapist, and be open to maybe somebody outside your race or maybe outside of your sex. For me personally, I didn't want that, but that doesn't mean that I haven't received wonderful advice from other people of different races or different backgrounds or whatever. Whoever is going to help you get to where you need to be, that's whose chair you need to be sitting in. Sometimes family and friends don't have the time, don't have the energy or the information to help you heal from a situation. So I highly recommend therapy. I will highly also recommend a coach that specializes in grief, specializes in anxiety, specializes in depression. You know, they've actually went to school to study this. They've done extensive research on these topics. Those are people you want to be in front of. Support groups, different apps. There are so many Facebook groups. Of course, again, you have to find that one that fits you, your tribe, but don't stop seeking. Don't stop looking. Because what you're really doing is fighting for your soul, fighting for your mind, fighting for your joy, you know, because what depression or sadness tries to do, it tries to rob you of smiling. It tries to steal your smile, steal your energy, you know. And if you want to let it win, then that's what's going to happen. But if you want to get up and you want to fight for yourself every day, keep looking, keep searching, you know. And I would even say, for some of you, you just need to cry. You just need to scream. I've had screaming sessions, honey. Well, do whatever you do to get it out of you. Do whatever you need to do to get out of you. Spend that time letting it release. Don't suck up the tears. If you feel like crying, cry. There's nothing wrong with crying. I would also recommend spending some time being still and reminiscing. There's nothing wrong with, you know, looking at pictures of your dog. You know, it's very hard for me to look at my mom's picture, but every time I look at her picture, I just feel so grateful. You know, it's a picture that I carry around with my mom and my grandmother. In my anytime I'm speaking at a school or a women's event, I keep their picture in front of my binder. Just as a reminder, there's nothing wrong with reminiscing. I would also say meditate, journal, pray, listen to music that relaxes you. My go-to when I can't sleep or I'm just feeling sad is Louise Hay on YouTube. I'll type in her name, and of course, trillions of things come up with all her content. Or Wayne Dyer. Their voices are so soothing, and my mom used to play them when we were kids, so they are my go-to people. Find your go-to people. You know, maybe listen to them for a little while, and then, you know, YouTube, you know, it's an algorithm where it starts sending you people that's like them, and you might find somebody else that you listen to. The point is to find something that's healing you consistently. I would also say another solution is travel to places that relaxes you, that centers you, brings you a peace. I got this spot that's in Cali. It's a mountain. It's sexy. It's quiet. And it's just me, man. It's me and God, and I just chill. I don't do nothing. I don't get on social media. It's just my time. If I want to think about something, I do. If I don't, cool, you know, but it's my time to just center myself and relax myself. I'm not up there, you know, with my fingers touching each other and doing, child, I'm just sitting and being quiet, you know. I would also say find a creative outlet that honors you and honors that person. You know, anytime I share my story about my mom, I'm keeping her alive. I'm keeping her memory alive, her work, her sacrifices. You know, find something that honors you and honors that person. I would also say find books on bereavement, overcoming a storm. What does joy look like now? What is happiness? What is purpose? Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren is an excellent starter. It's a huge book, chap. You can read that book for the whole year. You know, it's really a book you can just do a devotional on and keep going back to it. Sometimes when I'm like, what am I going to read today? You know, I just pull out his book and do one of the chapters. It's super thick, but just find topics, especially during this time of sadness. Look for books that are filled with joy-filled thoughts, happiness, purpose. That sad music is only going to keep you in the same spot. All right, number 2. And this is something that I wasn't taught. I had to learn this. A new normal has to be created. A new normal has to be created. If you lost somebody, if you lost something, if you lost a job, you are no longer waking up at 6 a.m. to be ready to leave the house at 6:45 to be at work at 7:30. That is no longer your schedule. That's no longer your routine. If you lost your spouse, your anniversary is different now, because that person is no longer here with you. If you have somebody, if you lost your child, oh my God, Can't even imagine. If you lost your child, the school luncheons, the PTA meet, all those things are now out of your schedule, out of your routine. It's a hard thing to think about, but it's something that you have to be aware of. My normal is about to change. So I have to create something totally different. All those the traditions, the Christmases, Thanksgivings, birthdays, weddings, all those things have to be recreated. It's super hard, but I'm telling you, you can do this. You can do this, So this is what I would highly suggest. To save yourself from the pain of those moments, go ahead and start scheduling stuff, whether you're going to go to a spa that day, whether you're going to go hang out with your closest friends, if you're going to, write that day, whatever it is, go ahead and schedule it. That day is coming, every Christmas is going to come. Thanksgiving is going to come. Who are you going to spend it with? Where are you going to go? Go ahead and put stuff on the calendar so there's not a, dang, I don't have nobody. Nobody wants to be around. That's not true. A lot of times when we lose one person, we feel like we have nobody. I felt that for a long time. I'm like, nobody's going to love me like my mom. Nobody's going to care about me the way my mom does. And it's true. Nobody is. But there are other people that, this might be the church part of myself that I can get from another woman. This might be the business, conversations I get from another woman that's, that's a mother figure. Can't be my mom, can't be replacement, but they fill in where she would have been. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't replace it, okay? Nobody's going to replace your child. Nobody's going to replace your father. Nobody's going to replace your mom. Nobody, okay, ever. But there are people that are able to come in. It's like God fills the gaps. He fills the gaps in a miraculous way, but go ahead and schedule some stuff out because you don't know how you're going to feel, on that day. And this is what's super important. And another thing I had to learn when it comes to holidays, don't force yourself to feel something on that day if you don't force yourself to feel something. I know for me, when Mother's Day comes around, everybody will call or text and say, I hope you're okay, which is so sweet. And I'm so appreciative. I had to be appreciative for that because I was like, why are they, saying this to me? Why are they sending me that? They're just checking on you. They love you. It's okay. Calm down. But if you're not sad, don't try to be sad just because it's Mother's Day. Don't be sad just because it's that person's birthday. Don't create a feeling of sadness if you're really not that sad. It's okay. I told one of my friends, I'm not sad on Mother's Day. I'm sad when I look in my phone and I see mom still saved in my contacts and I call the number and she does not answer. That's sad, or, I have a question about a recipe or something she cooked. And I'm like, do I use basil? Do I use parsley? Do I use thyme? What do I use? And I can't ask her. That's when I'm sad. It's not a day that, man-made that says acknowledge this person on this day. I acknowledge her on the days that aren't national holidays. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not sad, don't try to be sad just because people that love you, are saying, are you okay? Number 3. And I talked about this a little bit in losing someone close to you. The first one, I hope you all listened to that episode. It should drive you into discovering why you're here. It should drive you into discovering why you're here. About branding your life, how you spend your time. The worst thing that happened to me was losing my mom. But the best thing that ever happened to me when I lost my mom is I woke up. I was literally walking through life just chilling. And not chilling like I wasn't doing anything. Purpose it wasn't a big thing to me. As long as I had a good job and I was able to go on trips, I'm good. But I never went back to sleep after. There's a lot of people walking around sleep, just day to day. Let me go to work, go have a cocktail, go to sleep. Have some wine, see my friends, go to work, go to sleep. Go watch a basketball game, go to, my kids' soccer practice, go to work, go to sleep. It's routine. It's mundane. There's no joy. You know, when you're not working in purpose, you're not going to be joy-filled consistently, you know? So the worst thing that happened to me was lose my mom, but it was the best thing at the same time because, and of course, if I could change it, I want her back and I just find my purpose another way. But what it did to me was made me find my purpose. It walked me right into the direction of my purpose. And this is how you get back at death, or a financial loss, or somebody walking away from you, or you walking away from yourself. One word, purpose. Purpose, 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 purpose. Go super hard on finding out why you're here, what you're supposed to be doing, who's supposed to be in your life and who's not supposed to be in your life. You know, where you're supposed to be given the most of your time, who you're supposed to forgive, you know, understanding what needs to be removed from your life immediately. Go on a mission to find out what that is. You know, major transitions are supposed to shake us up, but I honestly believe they're supposed to make us stronger, make us more productive, and make us better. They're meant to make us stronger, more productive, and make us better. I'm not going to lie to you. It's hard, but you're stronger than you think you are. You really are. You can handle so much stuff. I'm telling you, there's this thing called grace that just holds you up, and you don't even know why you were the one chosen to go through a situation like this and still hold your head up, still support other people, still be able to give and to pour, to support. You're shocked that you're even able to stand up, put on makeup, and keep it pushing. I'm telling you, it's this thing called grace. You are stronger than you think you are. But here's the key. Every day of your life, you're going to have to fight. Every single day of your life, you're going to have to fight for the peace in your heart, for the peace in your mind, for peace in your soul, every day. And that can be something small, listening to a devotional, reading a devotional, reading one scripture, reading one quote on social media that you meditate on all day. It doesn't have to be big things. It's small things that we do every day that keeps us consistently at peace, that keeps us consistently joy-filled and pulls us out of depression. You're going to stay in depression if all you think about is sad things all day. Flip those thoughts. Listen to my favorite playlist on YouTube is Bible Promises Spoken. I just play that. Anytime my thoughts are getting all crazy and why you here, all that crazy stuff, I got to shut it down ASAP, ASPP. It's not, some people that committed suicide had one thought and they were like, I'm done. And there were some people who thought about it for years and then did it. You know what I'm saying? It's changing your one thought every day. It's not, okay, so I'm doing this 1 week and then I'm healed and I'm good. No, every single day. One, let the peace of Christ rule in your heart. One scripture. That's one thing I play back in my mind. Let the peace of Christ rule in your heart. He'll never leave me. He'll never forsake me. I'm great enough. I'm chosen. I'm special. He has a plan for me. He has a plan for you. Like, it's small things. Taking those small little nuggets and applying it to your heart every single day to pull you out of those thoughts of depression, pull you out of being anxious, or just pull you out of being sad. Yeah. Okay. That's all I have for today because I can go. Make sure you subscribe to the SOULKATION podcast. My goal, my mission is to weekly. Make sure I'm just pouring into you because I want to take your soul on a vacation. Make sure you leave 5 stars when you rate the show and just leave a review. I love to hear feedback. I love to hear what nuggets you pull from the show. Even if you got something from today, just put it in the review. You know, today on this episode, Logan talked about this. I love reading those. A resource for this book, I forgot to mention this, is A Prayer Guide for the Brokenhearted by Michelle McKinney-Hammond. Y'all, just read anything Michelle McKinney-Hammond. I love her. She's like amazing. But she wrote a book called A Prayer Guide for the Brokenhearted. So good. I mean, I highlighted every page of this book. Definitely add that to your cart. Or I don't think it's on Audible. I don't think it is. But look for the book for sure on Amazon. A Prayer Guide for the Brokenhearted by Michelle McKinney Hammond. And I will catch you all on the next episode of the Soulcation Podcast. Have a good one. Bye-bye.